Hey, we're good. Hello world, I'm Pt2. I'm reporting to you live after Thanksgiving, should be, if this goes out on the right day. But I'm doing What If Deku Was Iron Man Part 2. Let us get into it. So, Deku. Being found by all the helicopters is taken in by all the reporters and stuff into the forest and the tsunami of, just general people and reporters just flooding to him, immediately crowding the exit from the van. He was very tired and also out of water. They had been stuck underneath there, terrified of coming out, for almost a month, without water or food. They had starved themselves, almost. And very quickly were taken in by the government, given some form of sustenance. They worked themselves mad. But their one genius idea. They both looked to each other, their eyes connecting. He was incredible for a surgeon. He nursed me back to health with no effort, little to none. And, well, I wouldn't be standing here if it wasn't for him. Except this hole in my heart. Well, if it's not, taken out, well, I'll die. Well, I'll rather keep it there. For my body needs the energy provided to it by the motor that is connected into it. Tell us more about the motor. On this live, TV channel, many people tune in around the world seeing their famed Deku all of a sudden back up on the news screens. What happened? What could have possibly happened? Yes, from what we remember, he was sabotaged by terrorists. His home was invaded, and in defending himself, had ended up destroying his whole mansion. However, still sitting on his wealth, he could easily rebuild. But it was still a very sad impact. It had almost taken his life. He was only saved by the surgeon. What was his name again? Oh, shit. Igor? Oh, that's right. Igor. As in, come up here. As he calls Igor, he's just like, yo, you gotta get up here, bro. Like, the whole world wants to see you. Oh, sorry, my friend. I'm down meeting my family. I thought it would be the first thing to do, right? Oh. Family, yeah. Right, family. What, are you not going to your family? No, I'm on this talk show. Your family must miss you a lot, then. Right. I have to go now. Right. See you later. Yeah. And then, he cuts it off and goes back on stage. So, tell us about your new invention here. My invention? Oh. You mean the Iron Man. As, they start to pull it up onto the screen. It's this very thin metal, very non-expensive sort of stuff. Leaving a hole in the middle for his sort of arc energy motor that was inside of his chest. Did you invent the motor yourself, or did you, or which part of this was the surgeon's idea? Oh, the arc energy thing was the surgeon's idea, after all. He understood what made a heart beat. It keeps my heart beating every single day. If I don't have it in there, well, my heart will steadily drop. I'll need a defibrillator. Every single minute, this thing is using mini defibrillators to keep my heart awake and alive. Oh, I see. As how everybody, claps and then it continues watching. Everybody's on the edge of their seat, just like absolutely enthralled with what happened with Deku. After all, this is a miracle that he's still alive. He's sort of a celebrity in everybody's hearts. Feel like they all personally know him. He finds this disingenuous. He looks up to the screen, saying, right, back to the Iron Man. The Iron Man here. Well, to be quite honest, it could quite possibly destroy nations if put in the wrong arms. Or should I say in the right arms. Oh, I see. So are you gonna release it as a part of your company? As he, gets up and then strokes his hand onto the left chest plate of it. The gleaming metal sort of directly coursing into his eyes. He says nothing, but stares into the cold, dead iron of it. I'll loan it to the, USA, military. Or the Air Force, I don't know. Really? That's such a big thing! As everybody's like, give it up for Deku, everybody. As everybody's like, that's Deku, yeah. As he's like, alright, that's enough questions for today. I think I'll be leaving. Oh, one more question! What about your rival? Isaac? What about him? As he turns around, they're like, oh, it seems you forgot. Isaac, he's the one that created this art creator first, right? And also made a suit of armor around it. What are you gonna do about contesting prices for him? That's enough questions for now, thank you. As he just, he leaves as everybody's like, what's happening? As he immediately makes his way down into the slums. He calls Igor again, saying, Igor, I'm in deep trouble. What is it, my friend? Where are you? I can explain it better in person. As the rain pours down hard onto his shoulders, his jacket only covering half of his body, his metallic arm to his left, sort of would get rusty if it wasn't coated with his anti-water depressant oil that he always covers it with. It all leaks down to his feet. His iron boots that he kept around so that he could automatically, call in the iron suit, hopefully calling it from long range. He keeps around his phone. He probably shouldn't even have it in his phone. After all, others could actually take it. That's why he keeps it in his boots. No one would know. He sludges through the mud, finding his way down to a hut. Well, not a thatch roof, however, it looked very shabby. He walked into his old friend, Igor, sitting right next to a bedridden son that he had heard so much about. Benhoff. A hole in his chest, the same as Deku's. What the hell had happened? What happened, Igor? I don't know. He just wanted to be like you, I guess. So he just copied my idea? I just told them a little bit about it. He called us when we were up in the mountains. It was the only phone call we could take. My friend, I don't know what to say. He might die from this. God damn it. As he sits down on the bed opposite to him. He only has so long. How long? Oh, maybe 30 minutes. Perhaps grab me the same material that you used to make the arc. Make the arc? Yes, the arc generator that's in my chest right now. It would take about 30 days to make what we did before. Especially now that we're out of there. We had all those bombs and creations around us. All that was left and salvaged was salvaged by others. Villains. We need it anyways. I'll call it in as fast as I can. There is no time, Deku. My son, he will just have to live without it. He was a great inventor, you know. Calm down, my son, as he holds his scarred hand down onto the chest of his son. His son takes his hand lightly, barely opening up his eyes and looking down to Deku with hate filled in them, and reveled. Deku. Isaac, nice to meet you. I wanted to be like you. I tried experiments, all of them. I tried everything to try to make what you did for myself. I ended up making the same mistakes. They stole what I did. They stole everything. When I tried defending, they threw it in my face. My God. Is this a strategy that they're doing? God damn it. If only. That's right. The girl on the news channel. He calls the only person that would be home. His butler, Gerard. Gerard. Yes, master. I need another arc reactor to my exact position, please, as fast as you can. Sir, we don't have another. There's a storage one inside of my room. I thought you would have found it by this time, but you know what? Whatever. I made a second one right as I got here. It was a trophy, okay? For all of it. The arc reactor made in 2. Just go and get that one as fast as you can. Bye. As he, puts it down. Gerard's just left stunned, just standing there like, well, okay. As he walks over to his, Deku's room and checks to the left of the cabinet, suddenly the whole room starts to unlock. It all starts to morph into different things. The walls, different shiftings, into, different high-tech, compatible, different forces, different arms, weapons, different, iPhones, different versions. Deku, you truly were such a genius. It's too bad. As Gerard kind of puts his hand over his face and then reveals a smile. Oh, this is wonderful. Alright, where's the arc reactor? As he slips his hand into the wall, kind of in the perilous empty void that is to the left of him, which was supposed to be made as an infinite sort of holding area, which would basically allow anybody to have a bag with them wherever they went without having anything there. It was sort of another void of storage, and if any organic life goes in there, it possibly will die after long enough, because they will not be able to leave unless somebody else gets them out of there. This empty void is sort of stuck into this exact position. Deku had harnessed it into this one position using a sort of a few devices that had its exact pulse radius. Frequency, which would vibrate on the wall. The one wall that was still standing, Bernard kind of just shoved his hand into it and pulled out, that exact thing. The arc reactor. It was all encased in a trophy as he starts to make his way down using one of the jets that they had used back in the day. And getting a ride from the choppers, what was his name again? Bucky, or whatever his name was? The guy that was in the Air Force. Whatever. War Machine, that's right. War Machine gives him a lift. Let's say the War Machine is actually Ida at this point. Who was just a young upstart Air Force member, trying to get away in life, trying to, become the good Air Force man that his father wasn't. His brother was. He always wanted to be like his brother. As he gives a lift to Bernard as he was just around the corner. Good friends with Deku at the point. not even, he just saw him online, and he just knows that Deku's a good guy. So he gives him a lift. Anyways, back at the other place, Deku is currently taking out the arc reactor out of his chest and placing it into the chest of this dude. Screaming all the way, however, as it's incredibly, immeasurably painful. As finally he plops it right down onto there, as, you know, the dad starts getting to work. Igor, you know, he starts connecting all the blood vessels to it, you know, connecting it throughout the bloodstream and making sure that, you know, his son is going to live. Deku pulls out his little apparatus, which is a sort of little thing around his wrist, which is a little thing that basically monitors his heart rate, making sure that the arc reactor is working. He slips that onto the wrist of, you know, Isaac, and it shows that he's not working as the greatest as he could, as he was never meant to have the arc reactor in his chest. It was sort of not connecting to him just right, as Igor worked his heart out to make this one work, even harder than it was for Deku. After all, Deku's explosion was sort of more personal. The bag was thrown straight at his face. When Isaac had failed, it was his inventions that just blew up all around him. So, about, let's say, 10 minutes goes by, and then, you know, Bernard finally gets to the door, sliding it open, shaking the whole entire house as, you know, Igor just kind of like shushes him and points down at the ground to Deku, who is currently going into, you know, shock, basically, and cardiac arrest or whatever the hell that is, and is basically unable to move right now. As, you know, Isaac gets to, grabs the arc reactor out of Bernard's hand and shoves it into the chest of Deku. Deku immediately pulls back to reality as Igor starts to connect all the blood vessels and make sure that it fits properly. Once he finally connects everything, it gives him a huge shock, immediately waking Deku up. As he gets back up to his feet, the first thing that he looks towards is the sky. How beautiful it is. How everybody around him is smiling. Even Bernard. He never saw Bernard ever smile. However, Bernard wasn't smiling at him. He was smiling at everything. As Deku makes his way back up to his feet, he looks over to see Bernard and Isaac both sitting down. Bernard making him do the breath warm-ups that Deku needed in the beginning to make sure that the arc reactor's flowing directly into his bloodstream. Making sure that, you know, everything is going correctly. Igor finally just sits down and rests his head on one of the benches. Deku sits down next to Igor. It working good? Yeah, I think so. As he touches his chest lightly, fiddling with it, making sure that it doesn't slip out or anything like that. Thank you, Isaac. It's fine, my friend. Our names are interchangeable. My son will soon become better than me, than even I. You know, he looked up to you. He looked up to you in many ways. You talk about him like he's dead. In many ways, he was dead to me. He got rid of everything that was going for him. He had no scientific inventions. All of them conspiracies. But he was still my son. He reminded me of you, in a way. I had chased you endlessly. I had wondered what scientific inventions you would create. I wanted to sense that for myself. I would come to you with Isaac's inventions. he had sent me on this quest. He's my son. I had to listen to him. I had to do him this one favor. And now, I almost killed him by failing. You didn't fail. I'm here, aren't I? I'm alive, right? Barely. Come on. There's no way you could solve that. Yes, that is true. But, Deku, why did you save him? Why do you care so much for those that don't care about you? Deku looking into his eyes. He keeps his gaze sterile and unafraid. To be quite honest, I don't even know myself. Poppycock. Excuse me? Poppycock. You don't know why. That's a lie. I swear it is not. You care about those who don't care about you. Why? It's all coming together now for me. What do you mean? You don't even know yourself. Soon you shall find yourself on your back wondering why, too. What does that mean? It means that you will soon in your dreams. My dreams, all dreams. They're all messages to us. I listen to my dreams like the Pope. And trust me, I'm a very religious man, Deku. Thank you so much for watching. This has been part 2 of What If Deku Was Iron Man. Sorry if it was a bit slow. I haven't done this in a while, but I'll be sure to get a part 3 if everybody's really into it. Alright, see ya, everybody.